So I'm Chelsea. I work in a residential care home in Lutterworth. I'm currently a care team leader. I've worked here for 3 years. I worked in a hospital for 4 years, came to here as a carer, and after a year I progressed up to a care team leader. My average day at work would consist of coming in at 7 o'clock, going to the office, have handover from the night staff about what the residents have done through the night, whether they've been settled, unsettled, anybody's had a fall, and then the carers would go straight out onto the floor. They would go and assist people to wash and dress. Some of the residents don't have mobility to be able to stand up and do this for themselves, so some residents are hoisted, some residents use a rotunda. Once the residents are washed and dressed and looking presentable, they would come down for breakfast, where as a care team leader I would administer medication to the residents. Also residents that have diabetes, I would give them insulin. And then once they've had their breakfast, some people would need assisting with their meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner. They would go into the lounge after breakfast and we would do activities like bingo or dominoes, and then we would do a tea trolley at about 10:30. So everybody have a cup of tea, some biscuits, and then we would get them ready for their lunch, which is where they would come in for lunch and then I would administer medication again to the residents that would need 4-hourly medication. And then we would get them toileted, because some people obviously they don't remember that they need to go to use the toilet, so we would prompt all these residents to the toilet, and then we'd get them settled into the lounge, where we would do a quiz or just do another little activity, and then probably just let them settle for the rest of the afternoon watching TV. And then I would go into the office at 2 o'clock and hand over my shift that I would be in charge of to the next shift leader. It's hard work. Some residents that have dementia, Alzheimer's, they can quickly get up and start wandering, and then we have to make sure that we're keeping an eye on them, making sure we know that they're safe. So yeah, you're constantly running around, doing quite a lot. So it's hard work, but it's rewarding. They become your family. You become quite attached to them. It's nice to interact with them, and it's nice to learn that everybody's different and everybody's backgrounds. It's nice to learn where they've come from and what they did in their life, and it's down to the next. So yeah, it's really enjoyable. It's hard, but it's rewarding. It's good. Most challenging part of my role would probably be dementia patients. They get quite upset, they're quite forgetful, and it can be quite challenging. But giving them that reassurance just to help them through the day just makes you feel better, makes them feel better. I think the whole job itself is quite challenging, but it's good. I enjoy it, and I think a lot of the staff here do really enjoy it. It is challenging, obviously, when you get a bond with certain residents, and then they come to the end of their life, and you've got that special bond with somebody. It can be really hard to obviously lose that person. We all feel the same about every resident. We don't have any favourites, but having that bond with somebody and then passing away, yeah, it's hard. You have to stay strong for the families. You have to make sure that that you're keeping yourself strong. But yeah, I mean, sometimes you get a bond with the families as well, and you know, where the not just that resident, that their family becomes your family as well. So then you all sort of, you know, you get upset together. It is really hard. It's rewarding, but it is hard work. But you just learn. Once you learn how to, you know, look after each individual as an individual, it becomes easier. So everybody's treated as an individual, but obviously dignity is a big thing. We treat everybody with dignity, the same as, you know, if your family was in here, you treat people how you would expect your family to be treated. I left school and I did beauty, which is completely different. And then a healthcare job came up at one of the hospitals in Leicester. So I decided that I wanted to go for it, just to see if it was something that I was interested in. I worked in the hospital for 4 years in theatres and recovery area, and I really enjoyed it. It was just the travelling was a bit too far, so I came into here, and same sort of care. But I think I'll probably stay in care probably for the rest of my life. So it's just an enjoyable job, and you know, I don't know, I just really enjoy it. I gave it a go to see if it was what I wanted, and now I won't look back.